Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Tonight, I am going completely off the deep end. Now that I'm awake, WPF. Thank you, Robert. Except for not WPF tonight. Blazor. So, for those people who are unaware, I work for a company called Intellitech. There's the link. It is a professional services company, code name for a consulting firm. We do a lot of different projects. But this last weekend, we had done our own kind of internal hackathon with a bunch of people at the company. This was completely volunteer. It was less about learning and more about team building and having fun writing code and staying up late and that kind of thing. So the rules were fairly simple. Teams were formed ahead of time. There was a predefined project. Everyone was building a game-ish thing. With a strong preference for web. You got to pick your own tech stack. Lots of do, yes. Don't worry, Robert. We'll get to the stats. Short version, I drank more Mountain Dew than the rest of my team combined. Everyone was building a game-ish thing, web stack. My team picked Blazor. Ironically, the other team also picked Blazor. We basically picked identical tech stacks, mostly. And you were able to set up your repositories, set up any cloud infrastructure ahead of time, ensure that you had pipelines set up and all of that flowing. You just weren't allowed to spin any code ahead of time, which basically meant we did file new project and just got the default Blazor projects deploying out and working. And that's sort of where everything stopped. So let's talk about. Because it was definitely a lessons learned. It was fun. Okay, a few boring stats for those people who care. One, my team consumed, I think, 22 cans of pop over the 24-hour period, with me accounting for 12 of those. Which some people complimented me going, wow, that's a lot. And some people complimented me going, dear heavens, what's wrong with you? So, to each his own. There wasn't really anything on the line aside from bragging rights. So it was, even though there was 24 hours for the entire duration of the hackathon, I think we started a little after 4 on Friday and went till a little after 4 on Saturday. The whole idea was having fun. And so people went home at night, slept. Some people had other obligations and didn't do as much time as others. That was totally fine. This was a have fun activity, not a bust your butt, try to get stuff done, kill yourself type hackathon activity. So that was good. Other fun stat. Here, let me show you this. I was really proud of this. Okay, so we'll get to my team's repo here in a minute. And apparently Artem is on and coding. So he did warn me that his goal was going to be to cause merge conflicts on me as much as I could tonight. My team did completely linear history on main. No merge commits. So beautiful. And there were no branch policies. And it was a hackathon, so we didn't even do pull requests. We just pushed. It was glorious. It was wonderful. We had fun. Now, most people don't care about the linear history, but I do want to show this. So oftentimes when people are all just working on the same branch, what happens is one person pushes, right? And then the question goes, what do I do? I've got some changes. Little pro tip and get cracking. This little drop down arrow, if you're trying to do linear history, you can do pull, fast forward if possible, fast forward only, or rebase. So depending on how you want to end up structuring this, oftentimes the rebase or the fast forward or whatnot can get you exactly what you want. So poof, up to date. And Artem fixed an issue in Firefox. So yay, Artem. Okay, so what did we actually build? Let's go there. So here's the repo for those people, for anybody who wants to powwow along or see it. Bear in mind the conditions under which this was written. We had 24 hours. I think one person on the team had prior Blazor experience. About half the team would consider them web developers, and the other half, no. That was the condition. So if you look at the code and go, why did you do that? Probably because we were coding under a tight deadline and it was a hackathon. So the goal was to go as fast as possible. So there was that. So the project we built is called Kiboom. For those people who are familiar with like my screen name, you'll note that it bears a striking resemblance. I did not pick the project name. Somebody on the other team picked the project name, which in retrospect, when you're picking project names using suggestions from your competition, probably not the wisest of ideas. Just throwing that out there. The basic premise was building a version of Minesweeper, and I figured I'd show this, right? So I won't say my age, but I was older than a decent number of the people on my team. And back in ye olden days, when Kevin was young, there was this thing called MSN Messenger. It was like Facebook Messenger, except for it sucked more. And you would, like, your friend would have to be online to send them a message. It was weird. It was amazing. But you could play games, and one of which was this Minesweeper-like game. And unlike regular Minesweeper, the objective was actually to click on the mines. And when you click on mines, you get a flag and a point, which is awesome. And if you don't click on a mine, it goes to the other player's turn. So you're motivated to just keep clicking on mines, and then when you miss, it goes to the other player's turn, and then they start clicking, and away we go. Right? And so this was the basic premise. And I kind of shared this out with my team, but the idea was, this was a idea, not a design document, right? Like, we were going to have some fun building this. So we'll close that because that beeping is going to bother me. I don't think I'm sharing my desktop audio, so I'm probably the only one suffering with that audio. So we built this, and in case anybody wants to see it, and just to be clear, this is running on like dev tier app service in Azure, free tier level. So if it's slow, doesn't load right away, one, we could have broken something. Two, it could just be the app service is shut down and it needs time to warm up. But we'll go through and show it because there's plenty of stuff we need to clean up. So I will be Kevin today. Boom. I'm going to create me a game. And then go ahead and copy that link. And we've already got an exception, so that's great. And then I can go here and I can share my link with a friend. We'll put that there. Put that there. And Kevin's friend. Yeah, we'll do that. Join game. And now we get in here, right? And so I go first because I'm the red flags and I click and I miss. So now it's the green player's turn and they click and they miss. So then it's me. And then it's them. This is going to be a real boring game. Oh, got a flag, so I get to keep going. Oh, I miss. And they go, well, it's probably there. I go, no, you're wrong. It's there. Clearly, obviously. And then we go here, and then we go here, and ooh, that's going to be good for me and bad for them. Let's see. Uno, dos. And 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There. And there. And there. And Kevin has won with a score of 8. Huzzah! If it wasn't obvious, there was 15 flags, and so once you get to 8, you've gotten more than half, so you win. So, yay! So, we go here, and also, extra Easter egg, if you try to click the X in the corner, it takes you to the about. So, we realized after the fact that we jokingly picked a style layout that resembles Windows 98. That was an intentional style choice. Good style choice? Debatable, but it was intentional. We also realized when one of the people reviewing the different apps made the comment that, you know, I was born after Windows 98 came out, and I went, oh, I feel old now. I remember Windows 98. I remembered it. So we tried to recreate that. I also jokingly tried to demo it on Netscape Navigator because I do have it installed for reasons that are not important. But yeah, so this is kind of where we built. And obviously we've got an unhandled error, and that's probably bad, and we should fix it. And there's this weird join random game button that I'm not sure why it's there. And so there's various things about this that I know are broken and should probably be fixed. So that's where I was going today. We were also told that we had a little bit of time to kind of clean up the stuff after the hackathon and get it into a state. There's going to be a blog post that comes out. So if you're not currently subscribed, where's our blog? I don't know where the link is, but it's /blog. I know where it is. So there will be a blog bit and whatnot coming out on this, written by myself and the other team's captain, Reese. So yeah. So if you're interested, that will be forthcoming. But tonight we Razor, or at least that's the game plan for as long as I can think. I did realize that about midnight, 1 a.m., my ability to write web code plummets, like worse than normal, even when loaded on Mountain Dew. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Okay, so what are we gonna fix first? So I think I logged. We had a bunch of issues. So I was gonna start with this. Is one of the things that we want to put on here is just get a. Wish there was a way to make this go away. So this is our SignalR backend. So that's actually another quick comment worth making. So there is so even though it's hosted on an app service with Blazor WASM, so this is running largely on the client. There's not a whole lot happening on the server side for this. So all the computationally interesting stuff is down inside of the client code. But to facilitate the communication back and forth during the game, that's all SignalR. And actually, I could talk about it or I could show it. So code. So for those people not familiar with it, Blazor comes in a couple different flavors. So the part that we are interested in at the moment is the Blazor WASM. So this guy here, you get a bunch of different Razor pages, but if we pick on, say, the game board, this is where the interesting stuff happens. Right? So anybody who has worked on CSHTML, this probably looks somewhat familiar. I have no idea what the coloring is doing here. Probably should have tested this project on this machine before doing this, but whatever. What ends up happening is this gets shipped down to the client's web browser as WebAssembly or WASM, and then gets executed there. So unlike a lot of web-based frameworks where it's basically shipping down HTML and JavaScript to you, this is shipping down WebAssembly. So you can actually compile in a decent amount of C# and run it on the browser. And I put it in quotes because it's a different animal than regular C#. Yes, you can take you can do a lot of very interesting things in it. So for example, you'll note that we have actually gone to the effort. We have dependency injection inside of a view model that's running in a web browser, which is kind of cool. And just because we were having fun doing it, we're like, hey, the community toolkit MVVM, see previous YouTube video, that's pretty slick. We should do that too. And so we did that as well. Are links not cycling? Oh, they aren't. Ha, it's pinned to get cracking. Whoop, there we go. Cycling other links. Now they're gone. Bet you it was pinned to get cracking for a while. Oops, my bad. So you can get all of this. So rather than, and this made, as somebody who is a JavaScript novice, this made me very happy. Because this then just says that me, who doesn't do much JavaScript, can now take all of my lovely C# knowledge and do some awesome stuff with it, which I thought was pretty cool. So you can even see WebAssembly host builder and off to the races, right? Even injects an HTTP client with all of the needed bits, pre-canned with a base address right back to our original host, all of that stuff. All wonderful and built and ready to go. So I forgot where I was going. Right, I was going to do the link back to IntelliText. So just like in like ASP.NET Core MVC, where you've got like a layout page or similar, you do have basically the same type of thing here, right? So we've got our page title, our div class for a window, a title bar, a page title, all of that stuff set. And so the question then becomes, if I wanted to make sure that I was linking back to IntelliTech, I'm wondering if I should do it along the bottom of the page. That might be the easiest. Is that the right place to do it? Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Let's poke around here for a little bit. So layout base just has the... Is this ours or is this somebody? Oh, hang on. File scope all the namespaces. I will also mention that despite what some people do, and one of my teammates was very keen on making sure that we had unit test projects because, and I would argue this is a mark of maturity for a developer, is the argument was I go slower if I can't write tests. And I had to appreciate that a little bit. So we do have some unit tests. You'll note some of the test projects are a little lacking, but some of them we actually did write decent amounts of tests in, especially for things that we actually wanted to make sure were working correctly. And there was one instance during the hackathon where these tests were absolutely perfect. I was testing, I found a bug, I opened up the test. I was like, how did we get a bug here? We wrote tests over this code specifically. And I believe it was the game engine. I don't remember. One of these cases was incorrect. And so I just dropped in here and I was like, oh, I see the problem. I changed the assertion on the test, fixed the code inside the game engine, and the problem just worked. So if it's not apparent, the game engine drives the basic premise of the game. So when you trigger a space, it's clicking on it, right? If it has a mine, gain a point, keep going. If you click on a 0, regular minesweeper rules, it expands out. And all of that works, which is great. Okay, so I think we're trying to figure out where to put this layouty bit. I think I like the idea of putting it here. I almost like the idea of putting it inside the window here because we can do basically the exact same. Hang on, where's the... Yeah, because I just did... Just take this and steal it real quick. I think if I just go here, I can't decide how I want to do this. Let's fire it up, see what it looks like. No, I don't know what you're doing. So one of the other big differences between my team and the other team. So this hackathon occurred last weekend. So functionally that was November 11th and 12th, 2022. .NET 7 C# 11 was released at .NET Conf on November 8th, 3 days prior. So naturally, because I was the one creating these base projects, I went Net 7 all the things. Because it's new, it's awesome, this is a hackathon, we're gonna hack. That's okay. I think that's okay. I think what we're gonna do though is... can I get away with... I can. Yes. Yes. So this is one of the cool things that I didn't realize about this. So behind each of these Razor pages, you can see it's actually nesting if you want to do page-specific CSS. And we'll actually let's look at one that's a little more interesting, right? So basic CSS-y stuff. But if you look at the page itself, right? If we dev tool this, yeah, open. All right, so if we open this and go and look at, I don't know what this is being tagged on. Somebody copied and pasted. I don't think this is right because this says team image, and I'm going to go with there is no team image on here. But we can jump to the team image. Boom. Right? So source team image. But if we go and take a look at, make you bigger. Let's see, where are we going here? One, we're making the font bigger because that's a little tiny. And then we're going to move my big head out of the way. So if you'll note here, this is team image. And then there's this random gobbledygook on the side. So this random gobbledygook is Blazor being really helpful. So all of this page specific CSS, what ends up happening if we look at our sources is you'll note there's these client styles, and all of those page specific CSS files get munged together and then disambiguated with this gobbledygook, which is a technical term, I'm pretty sure. And you can kind of figure out which ones came from which page just based upon how this stuff got rendered. But this way it disambiguates if you have, you know, two team image classes across two different pages. But now you can have page specific CSS and it gens one big CSS for you, which is kind of slick. Let's go here and let's go, I don't know, link. I'm too tired to name correctly. Okay, let's go with something. I'm trying to think. We just want to do, I think, straight margin, maybe. Margin. Let's go with, I don't care about top. So, but I kind of wanted to go, because it's top, right, bottom, left. Right, and then we can just come over here. Oh, it probably didn't load this because there was nothing there before. So if you do edit it, the hot reload mostly works. There is a bug. I'm trying to remember what the details were. There was a bug in, I might have it. There was a bug in the Net 7 SDK with the hot reloady bits. Yeah, here's the open. There we go. So anybody playing around with this. So if you use .NET Watch, is this it? From Net 7 on a Net 6.0 project. Okay, this may not be overly relevant. I was gonna say, because my team started bumping into some of these issues in different spots. So there are a handful of cases that don't play nice. Okay, so why you no margin? Why you no margin? Or is that really, or is that legitimately the margin? Huh? Last I checked, you should be margining. Oh, I didn't put a class on it. Duh. An idiot. So if you don't put a class on it, your CSS doesn't match, and then it no work. I should probably try the hot reload and get it playing rather than just relaunching every time, but it's just fast enough for me to not care. Just barely fast enough. Okay, and once again, still no margin. So what you doing? Okay, class link margin. You got overridden. Invalid inline property. Okay, so what did I do wrong? Oh, I guess I could actually be a little more specific too. Was I not following the... See, this is the part where we realize that Kevin doesn't do enough CSS. Oh, I put commas instead of spaces. You happier now? There, that at least bumped. So that's closer. That bottom margin is not nearly big enough. What happens if we go 10? I want to push it off of this div on the bottom, but it seems as though the bottom margin does not work the way I would expect. And this does not scale nicely. So we should address that too. I think we're just going to call that a day and go for it. Okay, Kraken, come here. You, Kraken, boom, boom. Layout base, file scope the namespace. Added that. Link back to IntelliTech. Fixes, pound, whatever the thingy was. 44. You know you're doing good when it's that small. Boom. Okay. Away we go. Okay, so that handles that. That handles that. Okay, one of the other things that bothered me, and I know it because I implemented the bug. At the game over screen, what happens is there's a button for starting a new game. And the problem is right now, the new game button is passing in the name of the player who won, which isn't really what you want. If you click new game, you want it to be your name, not that one. The other thing that's happening is we intentionally tried to set this up with view models rather than this straight inline code. So we may refactor this a little bit. Okay, so let's clean this up. I think I'm gonna we'll just log an issue real quick. New issue after game over. New game should use player name. Now it uses winning player name. It's not great. So boom, sign. Oh, did I get it? Oh, I did. Boom, sign self. There we go. So I think we're gonna change this guy up a little bit, and so we don't currently have one, right? Doesn't look like it. So add new class. Come on. Boom. Okay. That, we're gonna do that. And then I think we probably just want to base this off of, let's do this. Boom. Stop it, go away. We're gonna do that, we're gonna do that, and it's bothering me that these are written like a Java developer. Okay. Use expression body for constructor. We're gonna leave it for now. We're gonna leave it. Not overly fascinated. And it's worth noting the using of the community MVVM toolkit for Blazor. This was sort of an experiment to say, could we do it? This is not necessarily an endorsement of should you do it. It's pretty cool. The nice advantage is that you then get a lot of the MVVM benefits of it's a little bit easier to test the code. So same benefits as what you would get in WPF. You don't litter up your view code with a bunch of business logic, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so if I remember right, we got to register up our new guy. So game overview model, we'll do that. And then we need to punch through some of the data for it. So for example, like the scoreboard view model, we got this guy here. I'm trying to remember who actually sets this because this is minefield view model. The punch through for it, I believe, was the game board. Yeah, client player. I'm missing the looking. Nope, not there. Oh, view model, game state. Client player. And so then the minefield one picked up game state. Where was the assignment to this though? There's an assignment here and I want to see it. Where was that? Is that down here? No. Was it in the Component based or layout based? No. This is what registers up the on-property change. So compare and contrast real quick. So in WPF, you've got iNotify property change, which triggers hopefully individual-ish bindings to update. In Blazor, you have state has changed. As you can see, we're wiring up on the property changed and then just literally not caring what property it is. So theoretically could be painful if you have tons of stuff to update. Practically, we weren't worried about it. Where is the... I thought there was code behind in one of these to punch that thing through. And I am not seeing it. Game state. Find all references. Show me there's an assignment. Game state updated. That's fine. Where the heck did you punch it down? Maybe I'm just being crazy, but there is a place where you pass it in. 'Cause I remember needing to have the names decorated so that they matched this. Okay, let's hunt client player. Text-based search, please. There, cascading. Yeah, this. Where is this file? Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. I was just looking at the wrong file. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So, cascading parameter, name, cascading value, name, magical things link up. This is in a code behind file behind the razor. And it's just forwarding straight into the view model for the assignment. Okay, so the we need to pick up, what is this one using client player for? Well, regardless, we want to punch that all the way down to the end. So we want to create a new file here. Stop debugging. So we want to go add. Hey, oh, because I'm on the wrong thing. Add class, and we want to call it gameover.razor.cs. So if you name it appropriately, you get the nice, pretty nesting, and it does all the cool stuff for you. Okay. So just like this guy up here. Right, so, and then we need it to be a partial. So that all of that works, right? Great. And I think we want this. We're gonna want that guy there. And I don't know why link is being added. Knock it off, please. Thank you. And then this guy here. You made the game on Blazor, so you have a desktop client as well. Good question. We didn't go to the effort of actually making a desktop client. That's actually one of the things that I'd love to play with, because Microsoft has the, oh, what is it? I'm trying to remember the name. The native Blazor. Oh, shoot. Now I'm blanking. Hang on. So they, what is the name? Razor components, yes, but there's a word that they have for the Blazor thingy that links Blazor to other things. Boy, I'm blanking on the name of it. So because you can take Blazor and effectively compile it out targeting different stuff. So inside of a web application, it targets WASM. But you can also target things like .NET MAUI, Windows Forms, WPF. So in theory, there's nothing stopping us from taking this front-end Blazor and just slapping it into a WPF project, right? New kaboom.wpf and go to town. It's not quite a web view. And that's one of the parts that makes it really interesting to me. It's more akin to and I should be careful here because I'm not as familiar with the inner workings of almost how Electron works, right? You can use web tech, but you're building something desktop. It's not just embedding, HTML inside of a web view and away you go. You actually compile it out a little bit differently, and that's one of the key things. Like here, that's part of why you pull this guy in with the web view. And where is the thing? There's a name for this and it's bothering me. Blazor hybrid. That's the magical word I'm looking for. Blazor hybrid. And so the weird thing that they did is normally if you put just like HTML content inside of a web view, you have to do all of this weird JavaScripty interrupt if you want to like pass data into the web view and then also consume it on the outside. And this is why I want to try it, because I haven't actually spent enough time playing with it to do much, which is why it's an interesting idea to me to be able to say, hey, look, we've got a desktop app now. But being able to share those components. The big selling point that I saw Microsoft pushing for on this was you can write your Webby component, because most people build their website first, but then you can take those exact same components, mix and match as you see fit, right? Build a desktop out, build a .NET MAUI app and maybe release on iOS and Android and go to town. That's the promise. I haven't played with it yet to know how well it lives up to the promise, but that will be forthcoming. I don't think I'm spoiling anything, so I'm gonna say it anyway. So Intelitech is doing a half-day conference in Spokane coming up early part of next year, and the dates are escaping me. It is early next year, and there's going to be various topics, one of which will be .NET MAUI, C#11, .NET 7, all the cool things. I need to be careful. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be online, but I know there's an intent to record a lot of the sessions as well. We'll see to what extent those happen to get published. I usually am cautious when I tell people that, because we have an absolutely horrid track record of trying to record presentations and absolutely botching it. There's been a number of presentations we've tried to record and just haven't published because it's been that bad, which has been exciting. Okay, so I want to get this cascading thingy-mabobber all the way down, and I'm trying to remember. As you can tell, I learned Blazor over this hackathon. So if it seems like I don't really remember what I was doing, it's because I don't really remember what I was doing, which is the exciting part here. Right, so as long as this guy derives from component base, we're good. And the guy who was making it derive from component base was this. So I need you to inherit from component base. Great. The at page is like your routing to tell it what route it's going to be at. And then this is just straight up injecting stuff in the DI, but I think we're going to be able to eliminate this here in a moment. So I think we get to murder this in favor of the view model approach. Okay, so that goes there, that goes there. That will ensure, wrong, game over view model. Game over view model. There we go. Okay, so this is going to say that the game over class derives from, right? So the other half of the partial is going to end up looking like this, right? Where it's got the nice base class. And this base class then conveniently sets up with the Blazor inject attribute, which will use DI to resolve the view model and assign it to that property. Huzzah. So that's the magic sauce of how all of that's getting wired up. Which means this guy here wants to go view model dot, and I'm going to want, we'll keep the name the same. No reason. I don't necessarily like the name that much, but it's not bad enough for me to want to change it. Let's see. Let's go value. Go there. Clean that up. Clean that up. Okay, I need the property. The other thing that was absolutely amazing on the hackathon, so Saturday morning I get to the office and we start coding, and I'm tired. I'm not a morning person. People who have watched my streams know that I tend to stay up late, which is great. Or it's great for me. In the morning, I'm tired. I get there and I realize, I'm like, you know what? I should write a couple of unit tests for this thing that I was working on. And I don't even remember which one of these things they were. One of these things I had to write. I had to write some tests for, and it may have been some of these ones down here. Oh, I know they are. They're these ones with these arrange act assert comments on here. Because I sat down and I did, I think, this. And then I paused. And I told Copilot, please write the test for me. And it did that! And it just blew my mind. I was like, I messaged the rest of the team. I'm like, I don't feel like Copilot's a really good name for the software, because I really feel like it's driving and I'm the ones riding shotgun with it. It just, thank you, Copilot. Is there anything else you'd like to do for me? It was absolutely amazing. Let's see. Chromium will soon drop support for Windows 7. Edge under the hood uses Chromium, and Blazor Hybrid uses Edge on the hood, so Windows 7 will soon be unsupported. And the Blazor for the desktop indirectly. That would not surprise me. But I believe Windows 7 actually has dropped out of support from Microsoft as well. Windows 7. I thought it dropped out of support either. Yeah, so Windows 7 is actually dropped out of support from Microsoft, so it doesn't surprise me that other things are killing it. Now, depending on what kind of projects you work on, that could be a deal killer. I know one of the projects I work on tends to do a lot of like government stuff, and some places do not update until they are absolutely forced to do so. And that's been a bit of a fighting battle for us, because it gets really difficult to do it. But to answer the question, I would suspect, let me see, do they give me a nice easy way to do this? I would suspect that this probably will end up indirectly killing support because of this dependency. Frameworks. Oh, wow. Maybe not. I'm surprised to see WebView 2 going all the way back to Net 4.5. Well, it's so currently still supported. Part of why you want to be using WebView 2, if you're just doing like regular WPF stuff and you bring in the web browser component, you end up kind of getting the actual rendering engine that you get can be somewhat dependent upon the system that you're on, which is a real pain in the neck. If you are needing to use a WebView inside of your, oh, thank you, Austin. I recognize the screen name. Welcome. If you do need to use a web browser inside of a WPF app, I would highly recommend the WebView 2 approach, because you get all of the niceties of like the newer Chromium-based rendering engine stuff, and you don't have to deal with the old garbage. If you can assume your users are on newer Windows, it's less of a concern, because almost all the new stuff is going to end up loading that way anyway, and it's not going to matter. But it is nicer if you can't guarantee that your users are on new systems. Austin, you did a ton of work. Thank you. I went to go do stuff, and then I realized you had already done it for me. So that was kind of cool. Okay, so if you want to join, I'll just drop you into the call, by the way. It's I posted in our team channel. If anyone wants in, you have to be able to run teams. Okay, client player. So we got to get this thing so that it's actually punching the right information through. We may even dial down the board size just so I don't have to click as much. Okay, so that gets me view model, gets that thing built, and now I want to change this up. So the other thing we can do, we basically want new game and quit game as our end game things. So what we want to do here, thank you for building that up for me. That is not what I want. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Do this. And then we're going to sprinkle some MVVM goodness on it. Boom. There we go. Now, source generator, all the things. And we need to make you partial so that the source generator can do its thing. Okay, but the two actions that the game over actually wants to do is new game and quit game. So let's do relay command. Or I guess we don't even need to be public. Private async task on new game. I guess do that, and then we can grab this guy here. Boom. And then we are going to need a navigation manager for this to work. We're gonna grab one of these guys and we're gonna go navigation manager. Hey, Copilot, you want to just write the code for me? Thank you, Copilot. You're being wonderful. You want to add me via Teams? 1 second, Austin. I got you. Okay. Quick pause. Oh, I get this going, and then I got to... We turn that on. Austin, say hi. Oh, you're fine. I gotta grab my... Did you want to have video, or did you just want me to bring you in with audio? Okay. I gotta pull my Teams NDI up real quick and get a hold of you. Oh, did Teams... Oh. I got very excited today. Teams really... clarification. Microsoft Teams added in support for more emojis, and I may have gone overly excited and annoyed a large number of people with my excitement over multiple emojis. Where is the... Sorry, I'm looking for my... where is my... They moved my cheese and I don't know where it is. Accounts. Ooh. Teams, you hid my NDI sources. Where are they? I will find them. I know they're here. I see you, Austin. Wonderful. I might just cheat and bring you in a different way. The problem is if I don't bring you within NDI source, then I have to do fancy stuff with the audio. Much easier if I just where the heck did it go? There used to be a nice, lovely button under my settings where I got to turn it on. Yeah, give me 1 second while I go through these. Oh, they turned it off. Ha, there it is. On. Stand by. Okay, I may or may not... Oh, look at that. I don't even have to restart the call anymore. Okay, so you're probably about to get a warning that I am broadcasting you. So, huzzah. And then if I clicky, and then I find Austin, and I go click, Broadcasting is turned on. Let people know you're broadcasting or sharing this meeting. Austin, I'm broadcasting and sharing the meeting. Excellent. Mostly because I didn't give you a choice. Okay. And I want. I've done this a couple times, though I'm a little surprised Teams is not kicking off and kicking on your video. I now have a Teams picture of you without you. This is disappointing. Why? Hey, Teams. When you turn... No, it's not your connection. I'm going to kill the broadcast, and then I'm going to turn it back on. I'm actually a little surprised it's letting me do this in line without restarting things. The other thing is... I just updated the NDI extension in OBS. It just came out earlier this month. And I haven't tried it yet. So you're my guinea pig. Congratulations. You know what? Okay, I'm about ready to just... Yeah. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna grab you via a window capture instead, because Teams, sure. Okay, so you want to talk real quick, and I want to make sure I'm actually picking you up. Well, this is... Why is this audio capture? Like, why is this hard today? It's normally not this bad. Well, I've got your face. That's now the easy part, but that was part of why I wanted to grab you with Code Review Live. Yes, Justin Bieber. That is... Also, meet Austin. He's wonderful. He was on my team for the hackathon. He may have drank a Mountain Dew. Under peer pressure, of course. No comment on who would have been peer pressuring him. But I am... Why the heck is my... It's like Teams has decided it doesn't want to output audio at all. Like, even my desktop audio isn't picking up anything. Hang on one second. Let me just... Oh yeah, no, it might be OBS doing it. That's exciting. Because... Active... Checking my board. Yeah, I'm gonna... Go ahead, Austin. Yep. I don't think so. Oh, that's not gonna route. Okay. I'm gonna actually reboot Teams, and then I'll call you right back. Yeah, pretty much. My apologies for the minor delay. Okay. Come on, Teams. Fire up. I'm hoping it's not OBS because you really don't want to reboot OBS middle stream. That kind of kills the stream, and that's kind of annoying. And then I have to do like video editing, and no one wants to see me do that. Come on, Teams, open. There you go. I will say, Teams is usually one of my favorite pieces of software to lament, but there are times it has its moments. I'm just gonna really quick, because I don't trust it. I'm really surprised my desktop audio is picking up nothing. That's really making me wonder if OBS has lost its mind. Okay. I'm gonna go there. Turn that off for a moment. Okay. I've got you back, I think. I am gonna try to grab you with an NDI source again because I can. Yeah, it seems really bad to not bring you in with audio. Broadcasting, shut up. Okay. Ooh. Hang on. I think I've got you twice now. So I want to turn off the where'd it go? I want to turn that version of you off. And I want to grab this version of you, and I want to unlock you, and I want to move you and resize you and make you be a real head. Like you should have been in the whole time. Okay, now I think I actually have you via a source. And now I can unmute you and you can speak and yes! I'm not as dumb as I look. Okay. Welcome, Austin. So, I feel like I spoiled most of the introduction. I mean, that is a possibility. We still can't hear him though. What? But I have his audio bouncing. Hang on, what's advanced audio? Well, Teams NDI monitor. Oh, is it not enabled on the output? Oh, shows status active. We've got balance. Okay, go ahead and talk. I did something dumb where I...
Okay, I'm talking again here. I'm looking at the Signal R Hub.
Nick or Justin Bieber, can either of you guys hear him? He should be there. I
can
hear him.
Me right now?
Good.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, I can hear him. Perfect. Okay, so I'm thinking... Okay, got it.
Great. Thank you for having me on, Kevin. This is... I created a Twitch account today. I'm already, my first stream here.
Just so you could join?
Yeah.
Okay, so the bug in question that I started down is on the game over screen.
Mm-hmm.
Some moron, whose name might have been Kevin, said, hey, when you click the new game button, it would be really great if it remembered your player name.
Yeah, and it picks the other player's name.
Well, no, it picks the winning player's name.
That's what it is. I couldn't figure it out.
It picks the winning player's name, which is great if you're the winner, and maybe the winner is the more likely one to say, hey, let's play again. But, that's not a great experience. It should probably keep using your name. So I was going to do that, and then I realized, oh, wait, we didn't do a view model for this. So then I was like, now I have to do a view model. And that's where we got to. So I spun a game overview model, and I got this guy set up. And I guess I don't even need, is navigate to, oh, this isn't even async, so I can just void this. Okay, cool. So we can do this. And I think what I want to do then is client player dot name. Right? Like I think all of this just so I can do that line. That's the whole point of this view model. It's for one bloody line of code. But
client player. Where's client player get set?
So this guy here is coming in from.
Oh, it's just being passed in from the.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Okay.
I have a strange suspicion that I'm going to need to do the same thing that we did in Game Board Razor, where there's this cascading view to propagate it all the way down.
Yeah, you can do that. Or.
But that's actually not
smart.
needed here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna need we're gonna need to actually make sure that we pass that over when we navigate to it. And
you can also, if you want, you can cheat again, because every time someone plays a game, it's always a query parameter. Currently, the player's name.
Oh, interesting.
So
well, but when they go to the game over, don't we drop that query parameter? Like I thought that was part of the issue. Is even though this is
pass it.
We could. Oh, I see what you're saying. So pass it from the game board over into the other one.
Yeah, I don't know. If not, if you have the player's name and you want to pass it down, then continue with that. That's correct.
Well, I didn't test it yet, so we're gonna see. So let's do that, and I'm just gonna quickly spin this thing together real quick so we can kill all of this off. Why is my there? Boom. Okay, so that handles that handles that handles that, and now I murder both of those, and then I believe what we do here is we go view model dot new game command execute, right? And we null that beast for reasons. And then same thing here. Quit game command. All of that goes. And I'm going to leave these here for the moment, but we probably want to punch these things down into the view model, I think. Right? And actually we can I guess we can just do them right here. Like we've been doing code behind files, but there's no reason I can't just do it. Like the code behind's the exact same as if I do. Right? So, and then just punch this all the way down. Is it actually even worth punching it down though? It's not gaining me anything.
Less code is more code, says Kevin.
Yeah. A wise person probably said that. Okay, but we can, that's no longer used, so we can get rid of that. Okay, so on the game over, where do we trigger this from? That's in the game board, right? This is what triggers game end?
Well, look, so the game board view model has game upstate.
Formatting.
No, the game, not the game board view model. I think it's on the minefield.
Is it all the way down
model?
there?
Hub message trigger.
Game stage, hub methods, game state, detonate mines, game state, game over.
Yeah,
I guess I could just hunt game state, game over. It'll be somewhere around game over, like maybe where we assign game over. Oh, so it's in here. Oh,
it should be in the detonate mines method, wherever that is. It's an action that gets passed in. Ooh, where's the action for detonate mines? It must be in game flow.
Our naming needs work.
I think it is in the game flower.
When you say game flow, can you be more specific? Is that actually the name?
I think it's called game engine now.
Oh yeah. What used to be called game flower or flower, depending on who's pronouncing it. One of us may have gotten over eager and said, we're not having a game flower. We're calling it game engine because darn it. So because trigger space goes through and does
I'm gonna search the
update game status.
What's the what's the name of the end page? Game over. So I'm gonna look for game over and it's on what? Someone added it to minefield.razor.cs. That is where so it's not even in a view model. That's where the end game is.
Open.
That's where the navigation occurs.
Oh, got it. End game. So why? Okay, and this gets triggered from.
Somehow this.
Interesting.
Somehow this...
So view mod. What? Why do we call it detonate mines if we're always going to just pass it end game? What is? Kenny.
That is confusing.
Okay, I'm just gonna clean this up. We don't need to. We don't need to do this stuff. Clean that up. Clean that up. If you're gonna pattern match, you should save the thingy. Yeah. So for people's reference, if you do this, this is effectively a null check, but then you re-access the same thing. And it's probably not a big issue with the lack of multi-threading at the moment, but let's just not ask for problems. Thank you, Copilot. That code was already there. Knock it off. I understand you want to show up. So this is always invoked. Let's rename this. On game over. Maybe?
Yeah.
Is that better? Can't tell.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. That's perfect.
You say that. Alright, I'm fixing your transform because you keep changing sizes on me.
Yeah, I did get bigger. Taking over your channel.
Scale to inner bounds, I think is what I want. No. Yeah, scale to inner bounds. And then I want to grab you, and I want to take you, and because the problem is as the team source goes through, so Justin Bieber, in your opinion, is it possible to make a large client application on WPF WebView 2 with the WebView as the entire visual of the application? Before Razor Hybrid, I think I would have said no. Razor Hybrid gives me pause, though, that it may be possible. I have not played with Razor Hybrid enough to know for sure, though. Give me till January where I have to play with it more, and then I will probably have a stronger idea of its capabilities, because the demos that I've seen look really slick. Like I've built a WPF application with not WebView 2, with a regular WebView as one of the prime visuals, and let me tell you, it is not a workflow I would recommend. It is miserable. Okay, so on game end. So this is just straight up doing a navigation. I guess that's the good point, right? So we probably don't want to pass that. We probably want to say something like current player name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Game state. It's interesting that this shows current player.
Yeah, or you could say local player name.
What is the... this is game state current player, not client player.
So that is whose turn it is.
Yeah, which it's all when somebody wins, it's always their turn. That's why it's always the winner. Right, so we really want this to be client player name, right? Because that's going to be the actual one.
Or local player name. Oh yeah, client player name.
Yeah, I was just matching the name there. The other thing, I think we can get away with name of here, can't we? Because this property is going to end up being the game over dot, right? Find it. Thank you. So once we create it, it'll exist here, right? So these other ones, rather than doing magic strings, I can do this garbage and get away with
client player.
That way, on a refactor, we don't shoot ourselves in the foot. There we go. Spelling counts. Let's go.
I think what's game over name? Oh, it's something you're passing in.
Well, this is the one that was in here, and I think we should probably rename this, but I was going to do it here in a moment.
Okay. Yeah, what is that?
Because it's winning player name is functionally what it's used for.
Yeah, if that's
so
what it is,
because it goes, name has one. So I kind of feel like we want winning player name. Right, that feels better. And now it refactored appropriately.
Nice.
Winner. I don't know why we did null bangs here. I guess it's really hard to get to an end game without a game state. Yeah, it still makes me feel twitchy. Yeah, it makes me feel twitchy, but whatever. We'll leave it for now. Okay, so there's that. That should pass through there. That should pass the current player one. And then this one I actually want to punch all the way into the view model. Right? Because I want this one to go all the way into the navigation. So I want this to be view model, current player. Thank you, Copilot. You want to do the rest of it? Yeah. Okay. I do feel like I am along for the ride and Copilot's driving. It's horrible. I don't code anymore. I do what the Copilot tells me.
I'm going to try to add the features that Arden wanted to add in terms of the game making. Because it looks like he's not going to be able to get to them.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Because isn't it tomorrow, the deadline?
Well, right? Deadline's a loose term. So tomorrow is when they were going to have the second round of people view these.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, so client player dies, though.
Well, maybe I won't add all the features because I know he was excited about that.
What does because there was a new button that you put on there that was like random game. Is that wired up to anything?
No, it doesn't do anything.
I was gonna say I clicked on it and it didn't do anything. I went, oh, that's an exciting button.
Yeah, it's just gonna drop you into a game that someone else is. If someone else clicks join random game, then they'll be in a waiting room, and then you join another, and then you get put in the same match.
Got it.
Arden thought that'd be great for the kids because then they don't have to. It improve experience.
Yup.
For
so
players because they don't have to make matches.
I'll whack that file because that's not needed. Build. Let's see if it works. I will say it. So there is a website out there. Not this one. Browsers. Where somebody has legit like minesweeperflags.net. They have legitimately rebuilt the old game. And you can they even have like an AI, which their animations feel really slaggy to me, but it's like they took the old theme of the original game and went haywire with it, which is it's cool, but it's not Kaboom. And as we all know, Kaboom is best. So we're gonna do this. Oh, one other thing we should note too that we should probably address. If you take this window, like we really did a bad job on mobile, or actually any
Yeah.
screen resolution. You'll note there's a problem here.
Yeah, I was gonna throw a max width on that, and I think that solves our issue. And the only other issue that prevents it from being mobile is the grid. When there's a flag, the flag shows at full pixel
Right.
the GIF. And if we fix those two things, then it's mobile playable.
Can we?
So I can do those.
There you go, just people. Let's see. Join game. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Boom, boom, boom.
That's
Ding, 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 ding. We're just going. Oh, I missed. I will say the unfortunate part is we actually implemented like real game logic, so it's sometimes problematic when I keep trying to click on the wrong window. Let's see. There. Ooh, that's gonna be bad. Okay, so there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There. Oops. Bing, bing. Go again. There. Let's see. And click. Wow. Okay, so other has won. So if I hit new game over here, I want it to populate appropriately. Player name Kaboo. Shareable link over to here. It's thinking. Other 2. Join game. And it worked. Cool. Okay, so we are going to mark that as done. Let's see. Fixing issue with new game using winning player's name. Ooh, did I edit tests? No, file remains unchanged. Keep it. Keep it. I'm sure I formatted something. It's probably white space. Game overview model. Or quick mode code review. There. Commit. Push. And I will show this off. Let's see. Oh, I probably should have marked that as resolved, but whatever. We do actually have, for people who are interested, on the repo, like we've got a nice, what I would argue is a nice CI/CD setup that's actually deploys out, and gives you the link and everything. So it party. So that'll go out in a moment. Okay, what are we fixing next? There was the... Oh, are you taking on this joining games and joining random info bit?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was going to take a look at Kelly's thing. The problem is I don't know how to reproduce this.
What is...
So...
Oh, I think, honestly, I think a lot of this stuff is just because we have limited... a lot of the stuff was scrapped that was necessary, I think, for leaving a game. Like leaving an existing game and then joining another one.
Oh, so is this already...
So I think it's... I don't know. Some people...
Is this already done then? Like, do we... Is this a reasonable problem? I'm trying to look. The problem is...
I think it is. Because
the problem is there's no call stack that I know where to... crash when starting a new game. See, the problem is this is no longer... I'm not seeing the crash when starting a new game. So, after this, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it once from the site after it deploys. And then, if it works, I'm going to ship it. Oh, interesting. Current player name should be an auto property. Oh, interesting. Huh. That's an interesting warning. I didn't even notice that. Current player name should be an auto property. Huh. I wonder what the trigger is for this. Can I? Well, while I'm waiting on that, does this not have a? Like, I understand why it would push you to an auto property over alternatives, but then how? We don't have another example of pushing a query. Oh, we must. How do you push query parameters into the view model? On startup, because don't you do that on startup? Or do you not push them into a view model?
So for me, I was using the navigation. There's an extension on the navigation. And so if you go to the index page, for example, and go to the index view model, go to the index view model. So you can probably click on navigate too.
Okay.
Navigate to how to there, and then it'll get you the view model.
Okay.
All right. There is, scroll down.
Or get query string.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, exactly.
So you're pulling it. So you're pulling it that way rather than pushing it through. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, we can do the same thing, right? Like that is a thing I can do. Game overview model. So you would posit that I do this, and I do. Right, but I'm going to use name of rather than a hard-coded thing. And maybe we should actually switch the other one to do the same. Player name. This is a try get, which I assume is a bool, right? Yeah, so we're going to go boom, 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 boom. Like that. There we go. Only thing that's a little sucky is if we wanted to unit test this view model, this class is kind of a pain. I guess it's not that bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I don't think the test is worth it. We'll just run it real quick and verify, and then I'll push again. But I think if the CI goes out, looks like it did, right? That was the latest one. Yep. Okay, we're just going to validate that Kelly's bug is dead and then move on. Okay. Create game. Shareable link. Paste. Fire it up. What did I do wrong? Copy shareable link. Paste. Enter. Oh, I hit create game in both cases. I will say it does feel like there's a potentially a UX problem. Like I want to hit create game in both cases.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, we got to figure that out.
Yeah. Okay. So that. Oh, I guess I have to. Well, so Kelly's bug. I'm going to just resolve. Here's fixed with latest code. Close pull request. Okay, boom. Killing it. Okay. And for those people who are looking at the list of things, you can see our hackathon team had a lot of ideas. Not a lot got implemented. Also, huge points, Austin, for putting together that the how to play thing. The only thing,
yeah,
the only
You're
thing
welcome.
I might clean it up a little. You left the about us at the top. It looked like you like you had copied and pasted. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please do.
And then I'm gonna fix this warning here to make that go away. Oh, we actually have to test this to make sure it works. Thank you for player 1. Great game. Copy link and new tab and paste and boom. I just want to make sure the query parameter thing works. We really got to come up with a better way to test the end game scenario. Like, I want a way that just, in debug, I want the ability to just say, blow all the spaces. Boom. Let's see. What is that? There. In order for that to match, it has to be there. Nope. Got that wrong. So you're going to go there, and then green's going to go there. 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. So whatever. There. Boom. Okay, player 2 has 1. So if I click new game here, player 1. Sweet. Cool. So the query parameter thing works just fine. Everyone's happy. Commit that. Code warnings. I did contemplate turning on warnings as errors and then realized nobody at a hackathon wants warnings as errors turned on. So I'm pretty sure nobody wants that. Okay. I was cleaning up the how to play screen because somebody left in the about us bit. We're going to clean that out. And we're going to fix some punctuation by flight line. Score point. You get to go again if it is not a mine. The box will have a number. It's the number. It is how many mines are around the box. The box is 2. Then there are 2 mines. Adjacent to that box. And then you threw in the couple examples. Your inline styles would make Artem twitch, but that's okay.
I'm live on international streaming.
You're wearing earphones.
I've seen it.
You are live. International streaming is probably generous, though technically accurate. Though we have a problem.
Come on.
My Mountain Dew can is empty, but I have an invisible one, or almost invisible. Wow, the green one doesn't. No, my lights must not be bright enough in here right now. Normally, my green cans are invisible. Okay, so there is that. There's that. We're gonna clean up the how to play. I like it. Do that and then fire this up and see how it goes. Is there a reason we had the text boxes not fill the windows width? Like, I noticed we set a bunch of the view things, like the window is being set to 300 and the text boxes are being set to 200. Is there a reason we did that?
No, just
okay. It feels like I want them to go all the way across. It does really.
Typing that 3 would just put us over time.
That okay, fair enough. I was gonna say it does have that Windows 98 WinForms feel though of somebody doesn't know how to anchor their controls, and
it does
really encouraging me to use WPF. That's what I get from that UI. It excites me. Okay, so I'm gonna bump these things up so that they actually fill that. The hot reload? No. Oh, it did hot reload. It just was slow. Ha ha ha. Okay, sweet. Okay, now we got hot reload going. Okay, so kind of want to do some like, nah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, so we're gonna do input field, right? We're gonna do this. So we're gonna actually like, we're gonna do like real CSS stuff and things. All right, so we're gonna go there, do that, and then rather than all this, oh, we already have that. Why do we have a class that we're not styling? Am I just stupid, or are we just... No, we just aren't styling it. Okay, cool. So let's do it. So let's take that off. This is gonna look weird though once I do this, because we're we set a div on all of these and gave it a class. Then we didn't style it. Now I'm gonna style them, and I'm gonna move you over a little bit. A little more. There we go. Do I have to click the button? Do. Okay. Austin, what do you think of that? Does it look better if they all span? Or should I take the buttons and shorten them?
I think it looks fine.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't feel qualified to be doing CSS, but I'm doing it anyway. It's mildly bothering me that I'm pretty sure my... I need to zoom in. It's bothering me that I don't think my left and right margins are equal, and it's... Oh, why am I doing zoom it when I have dev tools? Ugh. Okay, let's try this again. Let's not be dumb. Okay.
Left and right margins here.
Yeah.
No, they're not, because the way the form is based and the CSS for that form is spaced left. And so you're adding, so it's just never gonna fit unless we figure out what line to change there.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, what is it? Root content? I don't know. Yeah, all the stuff by default in window body is like orientated to the left, I think.
Yeah, but I think I can just push this over a little, can't I? Or actually, could I... Hang on. There might be an easier solution. Hang on. So if I go here, can't I do... What is the... No, there's... It was showing me was it text-align center? No, there was a thing I saw that actually aligned it. Hang on, it was right in our... We did this thing. I know I did this thing. We did this in our minefield bit. Yeah, that's what I want. Align item center and justify content center. I think were the magical things. Align items center.
Yeah.
Justify content center. Oh, this is the wrong element. Dang nabbit. Turns out if you style the wrong element, it doesn't work. Okay, fine. Align items. Center. That not... Seriously, can't... Now I'm just getting paranoid. One dot, two dot, one dot, more less than one dot. Interesting. Artem's making fun of my stream and telling me that he thinks the audio went out. Let me just confirm that it's an Artem problem. Perfect.
Looks like Artem's back.
I managed to unmute my Twitch stream just in time to hear myself say, I'm pretty sure it's an Artem problem. Excellent. Let's see. So maybe he is online attempting to make our lives miserable. We'll see. I could always threaten to just add him to the call. That's how you do that. Okay, I'm gonna not stress about it, but I think that alignment is a little cleaner. And then bring it in there. Okay. Here we go. How to play, back. That still takes us to there. I do love how it has that nice little jumpy in the browser with the debugger bit. See, our whole team, and there's you.
There we are.
Okay.
Down.
Okay, so we're gonna push this.
It's a good photo of all of us.
It was the best of the options. Let's see. Cleaning up.
Artem can hear me, so Artem, I'll let you take away the code if you're gonna do the random game stuff. I wrote one method for joining a random game.
Or Artem, if you really want, I'll just add you to this Teams call and you can join us. Now that I actually figured out how to get this stupid NDI thing working. Cleaned up how to play. Fixed up formatting on, what do we call that thing? Initial form, something like that. Boom. Push. Okay, so what else do we need going here? So that is there. You were going to deal with the random game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the link for the CSS framework? Do they have a tab control?
Oh, no, they do.
Because I was kind of wondering if maybe it would be nicer to have like a tab control underneath game options, but I was gonna look and see. 98 CSS, gracias. I like how you sent me that on Twitch rather than through Teams.
Well, everyone else can see it.
That's true. Okay, so
that's why I did it.
Options button. I like how they call the radio button an options button. Okay, group box, text. Man, this just feels so. So you were probably not here, but at the beginning, I did mention to people we intentionally chose a theme that made it look like Windows 98. That was a design decision. It may not have been a good decision, but it was an intentional one. More cowbell, less cowbell. Always more cowbell. Oh, we should. It's interesting. We make use of to render the close button and let assistive technology know the intent of this. So we went with the regular window one, but we could actually go here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a control that looks like what I want, is the problem. I mean, so one thing we could do, because I do feel like it's a little confusing with both the create and the join sitting right there.
Yeah.
Like I almost want to put two of these little radio buttons. One for create, one for join. Right in line there, or similar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to decide what makes more sense.
I like that too. I think in line.
That way it starts on create unless you come in with a game code.
Yeah, currently.
And then we swap out. We basically have we swap out some of this stuff. Like if you are on join mode, you obviously don't get the create game stuff. You still get the your name bit. I kind of like that. Okay, I'm gonna attack that real quick. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I think. Well, we're gonna try. I'm an amateur, so we'll see. We're gonna start here. Did they give? I gotta look at how to actually use this. Oh wow, I do like how they reference the Microsoft Windows user experience, page 189. Oh, it just makes you remember that this is from an era where this was totally written. Like, this would have been a printed book. Oh, lovely. Because that's the way I want to learn how to do this. There is a... I thought we had a simpler... There's the GitHub link. It's like, I know there's a GitHub link somewhere. Okay, so we just, if we're gonna do the radio buttons, I need, let's see, it can be grouped by specifying a shared name attribute on each input. Just as before, when grouping inputs, write each input in the container with a field row class to ensure consistent spacing between inputs. Show code. Hey, look, that looks like what I want. Gimme. And actually, I may even do the group box wrapping. That might even be prettier. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. I guess we don't need that if we're doing this. Let's see. Why does this show... Did I miss something? Oh, I only copied one. I'm like, something's wrong. Field row. We do that, and then we go something like create game, join game. That button over here. Oh, that's not a good thing. I just realized I put all of the stuff in the window that's going to die as soon as I shut down my debugger. That's a great way to ruin my day. Okay, so create game, join game. Yeah, that feels a little better. Could really embrace the old WinForm style. Okay, so we're gonna go game mode. Create. I assume this is what the and here is, and then name first example. Let's see, make you bigger. Go like that, go like that, and there's something I missed here. Before, when grouping, wrap each into consistent spacing. Oh, a shared name. Oh, so this is the shared name. So this needs to be game mode or similar. That way there's a link between them. Great. Oh, label for these aren't matching. They know worky. You have one stacked and one not stacked as well. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See, this is one of the beautiful things about, we'll call it pair programming on Twitch, Austin. Because when I make a mistake, there's a lot of people that point out that I'm an idiot.
No.
Okay, so that is there.
Thank you. That is really nice of them too to follow along and improve the code, collective conscious of coding.
But there, I like that. stacking better. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so that gets me a little better. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to toggle these guys based upon states, right? So let's think this thing through. So game code goes away, join game goes away in the event that because we want to hide. First time I've been on, but it's bedtime soon. Well, I appreciate the feedback. No, we're playing around. So my company did a hackathon last weekend, and we are cleaning up the app that we built during that because they're going to end up sharing it out in blog posts and that kind of thing. And so even though we hit the 24-hour limit, they told both the teams, hey, yeah, feel free to go and clean up whatever you want to before we start posting and sharing. And we want it to be something that it's always nice to have something nicer to show off. Okay, so I want to hide game code, this text box, and join game. What do you think? Should the join random game be visible on the create game option or only on the join game side? I was thinking only on the join game side. I think on create game we keep it really simple where it's just your name, create game button, how to play.
Oh, I love these. Oh, I see now. I'm just catching up here. I see you got the options, and I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because your name's always shown. I think join and create name. I think join game.
To answer the question on a single player, we did talk about building a bot. The hackathon was only 24 hours, and we definitely did not have time for that with our little 6-man team. It would definitely be something fun to build out. I've built various forms of minesweeper over the years as kind of my learning project every time I want to learn a new language or technology, because it's just complicated enough to make it interesting and not too complicated enough to make my head hurt too hard. So I've built various bots, and they can range from simplistic to straight up cheating.
Okay, just about added. Clean.
Yeah, thanks, Stovoy. I will say this is one of my first adventures into Razor. So I mentioned earlier, if it looks like I'm struggling, it's because I don't have a lot of experience. Most of my experience comes from a 24-hour hackathon. So we can say not a lot. Yet. That can be fixed. Okay, so... Blazor is... yeah, people have some strong opinions on it. We've got some people in our company that definitely fall on the not my favorite side as well. For the hackathon, we picked it. Of our team, I think only 1 or 2 people had any prior Blazor experience going into the hackathon, and this hackathon was more about team building and having fun. And so we're like, hey, this sounds like a fun thing to do. Let's do it. New project entirely in C# myself, but we'll stay away from Blazor. I don't blame you. Blazor is definitely new, and at least what we saw in the hackathon is there was plenty of little pain points with like tooling not working properly, and it's in its infancy. It's maturing, but maybe not all the way there. Austin, what is the appropriate way, do you know, to toggle the visibility state? Should we just do that?
I was using if statements. So basically, if you want to do that, you need to have to come up with a binding.
Just like bind this thing all the way down.
You have to write a bind visible, I believe, Because in the 5 minutes I spent looking that up, I just saw that there was libraries out there that you can pay for with components that have bindings such as bind visible, bind bind title, bind everything for HTML. So it looks like we just don't have that.
So hang on, I can do this.
I may be wrong, but there was I'll look it up. I literally typed in bind visible
What is
hyphen
the type of components of radio?
Blazor.
So I need to I need to understand this. I think is the key kicker, because this is kind of what I want to do. Basically, is
it's a nasty link. Let me see if I can find a better link.
I mean, I can copy and paste. Gracias.
Oh, sorry, that's not going to be helpful for you. This is a sync fusion.
Oh.
Components. Sorry, they have all these bindings.
Binds a C# value to the value in HTML.
Yeah. I think honestly, like if you were to do Blazor, you would, just like you need Vuetify
I feel like I want to find the obvious option that does the. Okay, my WPF brain wants to do an element binding. My WPF brain needs to shut up for a minute and not get in the way. That brings me back. Yeah. So I'll warn you, Stovoy, a lot of my content tends to be WPF related because it's really, I really enjoy it. Okay, so let's ask the Google gods. Blazor, what's it? Radio input, because I'm pretty sure all I want is where's the learn radio button component. That's probably close. Blazor build, that's see, this is not, see, no Stink Fusion. Not helpful. Connect to data, forms and validation. I feel like I should this. Okay. This is a, oh boy. Don't have time for that. Okay, so this, yes. See, and then it feels weird. I escaped the C# world 10 years ago only to come crawling back because of Unity. It's not a horrible reason to come crawling back.
It's a good time to come back.
Well, so if you left 10 years ago, you left back. Let's see, what that would have been? Because that's VS 2013-ish is about ready to come out. Yeah, with WSL2, I'm much happier on Windows at least. Oh, on the note of WSL, did you see, for WSL fans, there was a 1.0 release on the store, I believe today. Where are the release notes? Release date? No. I saw, yeah, though it's been working flawlessly for months with Docker and all. Yeah, there was one of the developers on it I follow on Twitter, and he had made a tweet earlier today commenting that they'd kicked out a 1.0 release onto the Windows Store today. So it's now official, which for Microsoft really just boils down to the idea of now we are officially supporting it all the way through. This is Razor Pages. See, this is the problem. Too many technologies, not enough stuff. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Blazor components. Where's the docs? Let's just go find the doc example and we'll just tweak it. We were here already. Did I miss something? What is Blazor? Forms and validation. Where is the docs page? There we go. Thank you. Components. This is where we're going. And this is effectively what we kind of want to do. And then we'll just do this and call it a day. It's probably the easiest way to do it. You can pick up the unchanged. What I'm really wanting to see though is the, because this will get the value down, but then I end up having to do the opposite thing on the other side to either re-render the state or whatnot to hide the elements, right? As they toggle. Event callback, years changed. Yeah, see, I figure they'd have at least a decent example. Microsoft version of WSL 2 1.0. Yes. I don't think that's changed for Microsoft in 10 years. Sometimes the naming things, like to be a fly on the wall during that meeting. Since Net 7, there's also bind after. Oh. That sounds like something I want to read. Bind after. Bind across more than 2 components. On click. On changed. Ah. Now that's interesting. Hey, stop it. Bind. Where do I find? To execute asynchronous logic after binding, use bind after event. Oh, that's cool. An assigned C# method isn't executed, the bound value is assigned synchronously. Oh, that's kind of clever. I'll see, they've made it too easy for me. Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Okay, so. Oh, I guess I have to look at the event handling because I kind of want to see this. Okay, so I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to go with the bind approach and go simple, right? Nope. So that's going to come down here, and Kelly can yell at me later for the code marker. Oh, hush. Why are you indenting? Stop it. Input value, sure. And then we're going to go here. Bind value. Right, and then input value like that. Yeah. That binds there. Can I bool this? Is that a thing? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here, and I just want to do that, and then reload. I will say the one cool thing about all of the .NET stuff has been the tooling. Like, it's pretty cool. Okay, so see, but now I don't know whether I should not trust the hot reload or whether I did something stupid. Oh, no, this is equivalent. Field approach there. Oh, but bind versus bind value. Okay. Boom, boom. And then there. See, I just can't tell. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to just wrap that thing in something like that. That way I can tell when it that the hot reload is actually doing something. See? And Enable browser link. Would you like to enable it? Yes. Thought you were enabled already. Details. Launching browser. Oh, I don't know if you've seen this, Austin. This one actually excited me too. When you fire it up, you no longer have to have that extra console window opened. It can now be right here.
Oh, okay.
Which
is that just a config you did?
No, I revved to latest Visual Studio Preview, so it's potentially behind a preview flag.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But I tend to run all of the preview bits because reasons. Okay, so I've done something wrong. And I can just about guarantee it's because of type radio. Finding radio buttons in a form. Yeah, show me your example. Yeah. Oh. Need to go. Thanks for the stream. See you, Justin Bieber. Got it. So this is Starship color is their backing. Where did they get Starship color? I see color. But where does Starship come from? I am missing something. Guys, your example's making me update from Starship database, Starship CS. Example form section of this article. Got it. Okay, so in theory, I should be able to get away with this. Wait, input radio group. Input radio group. I don't understand why I have a group of a group. Guys, you're making this hard on me. I think this is probably more akin to what I want. Radio group, bind value. That's the value it goes into. Then you do the individual radio buttons that specify the value that is going to be put into them. Perfect. That works. I think. Okay, so if that's the case, I do this, right? And then on value vine input value, right? So that's going to go there. That's going to go there. And then we're not going to for each this. We're just going to pull this thing out because, yeah, that's too much typing. I'm way too lazy for that. This one will be true. And this one will be false. And we're going to call it a day. Right? And we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And you auto join and do the needful. And everything works. And hot reload. Okay, so this thing just not gen radio button group, or what did you do? Be big, be showing me what's there. Okay, so there is radio buttons there. They just lack the appropriate stuff to go with them. Okay, that's fine. Type radio, they got a name, they got a value. Got it. Okay, so we just need to, okay, got it. I may be dumb, but I can figure this out. Whatever. That can go like that. So what is lacking here is pretty much most of this stuff. So I need this to go here. I need this to go here. And then I want to do this. Guess I actually want to do it like that. I want to bring that up. And then I want to do most of this here. And this here. Boom, boom, boom. Clean that up, boom. The app needs to be rebuilt to apply the changes. Boo! Okay, rebuild. Bind and bind value. Thank you. I'm gonna save this. Sorry, Austin, this is going over your face. Thank you for that link. That looks quite helpful. An event set to unchange. Ah. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I've done something bad. Okay, so why? So I've got my label. Hang on. Is it because I did this to it? No. To apply and do the needful. Rebuild and apply changes. Why is that problematic for you? Adding and removing these things around is making it less happy with me. Okay, come on. Okay. Huh? Okay, I can see what it did. That one was perfectly happy. Me adding the extra attributes, less happy. Okay. And that's fine. There's going to be something on here. Additional attributes. There we are. What is your type? How do I specify you? Is it simple? Are you just you can't just be a straight string. Okay. Blazor, you're making this hard for me. What is the answer? Components. Let's just search. Additional attributes. Sure. That's fine. I just want to know, so you're a dictionary. Great. How do I specify you? No attributes. Capturing, splatting. Yeah, that's what I'm missing. That's not quite what I'm looking to do. I want to just declare them inline. Their attributes and input attributes. I feel like everybody's assuming I'm smart, and this is placeholder ID parameter. Okay. I get that that's a thing, but can I not just write them down without going through a weird creating up a dictionary and code approach. Like I'm happy I can do it in code, but I kind of want to just do that. Attribute splotting in Blazor. I think that's the magical word that I want. Height, type, max. Great. Input attributes. Maybe I'm just doing this the hard way and need to go back to the other way. Back to the appropriate approach. Okay. You go away for a minute. Okay, so we really just want this guy to bind to input value. The input radio uses an enum to bind to. Yeah, I was really trying to avoid having to go through the effort of spinning an enum to, like, it feels. I want a bool, because this I assume here is the description, right, of building it, and maybe I'm just wrapping myself around the axle unnecessarily, but it feels very wrong to have to go through all of this effort just because at the end of the day, even binding this, what I really want to say is hide element if feel the value is set, right? Because inside of here, oh, really? You are, Hot Reload, you are not doing yourself any favors tonight. Are we approaching this the wrong way? Oh, maybe I am just being an idiot. Let's just this seems to be what I want. The problem is I was trying to think in Blazory terms. And I need to not think like a Blazor person and think like just a straight web developer and write some CSS and call it a day. Right? This feels much simpler. Yeah, this feels mucho simpler because all we want to do is hide some elements. Because we've got these things set up and we've already got a CSS. So let's just like use that. Right? So go there, go there, go there. And content might be, we're going to change this to be about create game content, right? So that'll be there. And then how about join game content. Do that, right? So that's simpler. And then this becomes like this, and this becomes like this, right? And then we just need the toggly IDs. I need game mode create. So rather than toggle one checked, it becomes game mode create checked, then game mode join checked. This feels easier. Okay, and now we come down here and we say, for example, the join game. This whole thing becomes join game content. Boom. Stop. I think this is gonna be much better. I will say, a designer who codes is an underrated asset. Okay. Now,
very true.
Not working. So there's that. So that will be problem one. But let's make this stupid simple real quick. So class join game content. Join content. Right, let's get this actually there. Enable browser link. Connections, no current connections. Oh, because it's Austin, we should pull. Your game bit thingy mabobber.
Yeah. Sorry, we're going at it.
Yeah.
Good. No.
So I've got my. I'm gonna set my pull to rebase and do the needful. Oh, so mwah, thank you. Get cracking. You wonderful. Get cracking. I give him thumbs up. No. Because we have new emojis inside of Microsoft Teams, he gets Clippy. Because that is going to be the emoji I use all day long tomorrow. Everyone gets Clippy. Got it. That's why this thing isn't reloading nicely. Okay, so join game content should be there. And then the CSS behind it should be game mode join checked. Find. Oh, this is. This is not join game content. I made both of these create game content, and one of these needs to be join, and this needs to be join, because it's not going to work if you don't name it correctly. So I'm gonna just move you guys up next to each other, because that makes more sense in my head. Close that. Okay, I don't know at what point this thing fired up, but that is, let's see. Now it is at least collapsing the entire join game bit, except for when that's checked, in which case I actually want it to show. So, come over here. You, big. You, there. And then join game content. Let's see. This guy here is matching. Join game content. Click, click. Display none. Did I botch my CSS again? So it's picking up none, and it's just not matching on the game mode join from my input element. Game mode join because the title in the CSS siblings. Oh, got it. The tilde, because these aren't siblings. In their sample, they're siblings, and in mine, they aren't. Thank you. Ooh. More updates. Okay. Let's fire this up and try this again. Those I probably didn't need to necessarily kill everything. Thank you, Edge. Yes, you did close unexpectedly. That's what happens when I terminate the debugger. Okay. I am also wondering if my use of this is potentially breaking. No, the ID should be fine. So join game content. Does the CSS now not expect nesting? Good question. Good question. Because if we come in here and turn that off, that is the one collapsing it all. Interesting. What was that? Ah, clever. Okay, but do I not get to see the checked state in the DOM? So this should be matching on checked. Oh, where did I run into this? I hit this same problem when I was doing it over the weekend. The solution was less typing, and I'm trying to remember what the solution was. It was Kevin needed to stop thinking and type less. Does this allow me to drop in? Oh, this is just running in line. I was hoping it would drop me out into that's not what I want. Space and CSS nested inside, right? Yes, that's correct. Space does mean nested inside, and that's not what I want. I want a logical and. I want a logical and I'm trying to remember the solution to doing that. Is it that? I remember I remember it was stupid, and the solution was, Kevin, stop thinking like a WPF developer and start thinking like a web developer. The problem is I was loaded up on caffeine at the time. And I don't even think you were there at that point, Austin.
Probably not.
Because Kelly had very directly told me, stop thinking like that. So we'll have some more Mountain Dew. And then, yeah, so it is, so it is the combination of the selectors. Okay, child combination signature, compound, multiple classes or ID selectors, pattern, class, ID dot class. See, this is what I want is sentence.
I'm gonna step away
Okay.
for a moment. Do that. I think the next thing I'll work on is harden stuff works great. I'm gonna make just some CSS stuff. Make sure that it can be playable on mobile.
Cool. Yeah, that will be wonderful.
And then I'll call
This
it quits
modal
there.
has
It's getting late for me.
modal red. I feel like the dot is what I wanted. Compounding, yes.
Sorry,
Compound. And I don't think. Austin, you didn't mute yourself.
Like what?
Here, I'll mute it. There. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. The order of operations. Let's see. We can combine many classes and single selectors we want. Blah blah blah. Yes. Yes. Following sibling. They look nearly like the top one has a space between head, but the top one has no space, and the other one does. To some of you, the top, but it's actually quite useful. I agree. That's kind of the one that I'm trying to do right about now. Let's see the difference. Top selector means select all elements with the class name called, their descendants. Select all elements with the class name callout, which is correct. Alright, so we want to select all things with the class name, in our case, join game content. Great, yeah. That are descendants. So that's with the space, right? And then select the element which has an ID of header and also the class name of callout. Ah, so it's trying to select the class name. Ah, that's not quite the same. That is not quite this. Okay, so that's why it's not working. Because that's not what we want. Target an element that has all the multi-classes. So header override. Second target's the same element, overrides the color instead of having to use. That is. Okay. CSS hard. Cool. We have a toolbox going on here. Red.border border color. Border color on the red box changed because of both the red class and the border class. Okay. So what I am missing, so I understand why it's not working, because this is going to do find things that have this ID plus this. And I really want to, well, I guess so that is the question. So what are we trying to do? When game mode join checked is true, we want to change the display for block.